Hello and welcome back. This is day 3 of the Valentine's Day Alcohol Ink card series. Yay! Day 3. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katya. My company is Lunar Sun Creations, and I do all kinds of crafty, mostly paper things, mini albums, and all kinds of anything to do with paper and inks and that kind of stuff. That's what you're gonna see. So please subscribe if you're into any of that. Alright, jumping right in, day 3. Today we are going to be working on craft plastic as opposed to the Yupo. So it does pretty much the same thing as the Yupo paper. It's a very non-porous kind of plastic surface, as the name implies, craft plastic. And I've taken a sheet and just cut it down into 4 6x6 squares, so we're going to be using that today. And I've got some isopropyl alcohol, 99% in a little squeeze bottle, and my colors that I'm going to use today are a alcohol pearl mixative called, or not mixative, just alcohol pearls, Intrigue. And then I've got some Kelty Ink Snow White and some Ranger Silver Mixative. So I'm going to play with those and see what we can come up with. I've also got a really old paintbrush. A flayed brush would work better for what I'm about to do, but we're going to try it with just a regular old, you can tell how old this is. This is a very well used paintbrush. So we're going to play with that and see what kind of mess we can get up to. First I'm going to get some gloves so I don't get my hands super inky. I work in a restaurant and nothing says yum when you're serving food like fingers covered in ink. So try to avoid that. Alright, so we are going to, what are we going to do? I think I'm going to start by putting, can you tell I'm doing this on the fly? I'm going to start by kind of coating my paper with some of the alcohol ink. And then I'm going to shake up my pink pearl very well, and just kind of splosh some ink on there in no particular way. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the white as well. And a tiny bit of the silver mixative. I did shake these a little bit before off camera, so they should be good to go. Oh, that's way too much. Oopsies. We'll see what happens there. Alright, so I'm literally just going to take the paintbrush and kind of like sweep it through. Oh, I don't have nearly enough alcohol in there. Yeah, that silver just took over. I'm going to add a little bit more of the pinky pearls. And I just wanted to get some like nice blended brush strokes. That's kind of cool. That wasn't all what I intended to do today. I think I like it. I haven't decided. You know what? If you don't know if you like it or not, I'm gonna set it aside and move on to another one, and then decide if I like it or not. Because right now I'm on the fence, very much so. All right, so okay, decided I don't like this at all, so I'm going to put some alcohol on and get rid of it all. It's the awesome thing about alcohol inks. You don't like it, it is so not set in stone. Okay, let's start again. Okay, so let's try this again. So I like the idea of creating a pattern of circles. So let's let those kind of bloom. I want to create a bunch of rings is my goal. One drop of white in each. And then one drop of isopropyl. I think I'm going to cover the background, so I'm going to do some more of these. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone, I think. Yeah, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so that is one way to add dots. I'm going to move this over so it can dry a little bit. And now I'm going to put the pearl away, and then I'm going to use the white and the silver mixative and some the raspberry or the watermelon. Let's stick with the raspberry. We're working with that one today, so okay. So just gonna put a bunch down. And just let it do its thing. Just gonna move this around a little bit with my finger. Normally I would dry this, but there's someone sleeping in my boyfriend's sleeping in the next room, so I don't want to use I don't want to use the dryer because I don't want to wake him up. So If you're wondering why I'm like, you know, this could be a lot easier if you just dry it. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with some Kelty Ink Violet while those are drying. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside. Okay, well that one is drying. I'm gonna come back to this one, the purple one, and I'm going to take this super fine line applicator, has alcohol in it, and I'm going to try to use it to just do the tiniest, oh no, it's going to be too big. So I'm going to use a super tiny, focus, super fine tip paintbrush and dip it into the alcohol and just create tiny little dots. So that turned out pretty cool. You can create some interesting designs using just the isopropyl alcohol. I wish I hadn't got that one big splotch there, but I'm gonna probably cut it to use it in a card anyway, so I might just use that part or something. Okay, so now this one should be somewhat dry, so we can try using that cap technique. So I'm gonna dip it in the isopropyl alcohol. I'm just gonna maybe kind of blot it a little bit on a paper towel because I don't want them to bloom too much, so I just want like the tiniest bit on there. So it's kind of cool because it transfers some of the ink from different places. And so that is the circles for today. So I'm going to, now we'll make them into cards. Okay, so our circle inspired backgrounds for today. This one's actually grown on me. I didn't think that I liked it at all, but now it's kind of growing on me. So I'm gonna rock with that one. I think that one I'm just gonna leave pretty solid. This one with all the little rings from the cap, I think I'm gonna do a whole bunch of die cut circles in different colors. Or not different colors, different sizes. And then this one here, I feel like there's not quite enough dots on it. I'm just gonna add some more dots to this in the same way that we did before, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of circles and stuff like that cut out. So now I'm going to put it all together. On the biggest one, I die cut Love You from a Spellbinder's Expressions of Love die. I cut it out a few times and glued it on top of each other so it had a bit of dimension. And now I'm going to try and figure out, I don't exactly know how I'm collaging this together. I know I'm going to have some just glued right down to the card base, and then some are going to be popped up dimensionally. So I'm going to put a couple down and then kind of go from there. Okay, now I think the rest of them I'm going to pop up. I'm going to put this one popped up here and then kind of work around it. So I'm going to put some phone tape on this, and then we'll kind of work our way around it. Around. I love rolling R's. Something about that feeling. Wow, too much caffeine perhaps today. Okay, put that there and then kind of work all the rest of them around it. I think I like that composition. It's kind of busy, but I like it at the same time. So we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so that is that one. I really like the way that one turned out. I don't know if I actually showed this one. So I just added some more dots. I ended up using a fine-tipped stylus. Alright, and then added dots of all shapes and sizes, and then just from that first stamp set, used this once already in this series. So from the Colorado Craft Company, Savvy Sentiments. So that's where that is from. You Are My Happy Place. And then just popped it up and added a couple flowers. So really simple on that one. And for the third one, cut it down to size, and now I'm going to use this stamp. It is an Impression Obsession stamp, and I'm going to emboss this in white. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alright, and now I'm gonna use my embossing buddy just to make sure that this is dry and ready to receive the ink, not get everywhere. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this stamp up with some embossing ink. This one's from Hero Arts. Okay, and I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to do this a couple times just because I want to make sure that it gets a really good impression. That's why the Misty is so nice, because you can do things multiple times and not worry about it. You know it's in the exact same spot. Alright, fantastic. So I'm going to put this out of the way, but I'll be washing my stamp in a minute, and I'm just going to bring in my white embossing powder. Oh, I don't have my heat gun yet. Okay, so when embossing on Yupo, because it's a plastic surface, it will warp really easily. So you want to make sure that your heat gun is super, super hot before you start to heat it. Otherwise, you will warp your paper and wreck your project. Oh. Looks like my piece was a tiny bit wet. There's a tiny bit of ink in other places that I don't want it to be, but that's all right. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. Okay, so that is heat embossed, and now we will just put this on a card base, and then we are done with day 3. Alright, and I don't think I'm going to do anything else to that one. I'm just going to leave that one because it's such a busy background already. I might put a couple tiny little blingy hearts. Okay, just for some pizzazz, there's a few little blingy hearts. Alright, so that is that. I feel like I should have one right in here. There we go. Okay, so that is the one card with all the crazy circles. This is the one with all the little dots. And this is the one with the cap that we made circles with and then cut out into a whole bunch of circles. Super happy with all of those. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for watching. And if you would like to watch the rest of the series so far, we're on day 3, so we've already had two different tutorials so far on the alcohol inks. So I will link the playlist down below, and please tap the bell icon and subscribe for all the rest of the series. All right, have an amazing day. You are fantastic. Love you lots. Bye.